Well, good morning, everyone. It is, well, for you guys, it is December 31st, 2020. It's actually December 30th as I'm recording this, but because I'm going to be way too busy tomorrow to do this video tomorrow, I thought I'd do it today, which is actually yesterday for you guys, and then upload it and have it scheduled to go live tomorrow, which is your today, if that makes sense. Anyway, the reason why I'm going to be like incredibly busy tomorrow from sun up to past midnight, and I wish I was exaggerating on that, but I literally have to. I'm literally going to be out like all day tomorrow for more than 12 hours. It's going to be nuts tomorrow. So I'm not going to have time at all tomorrow to do this video. So I'm just doing it today, and I'm going to schedule to go up tomorrow. You know. Anyway, so with all that out of the way, since it is the 31st for you guys, or I guess you might be watching this after, I guess, but if it is December 31st, Happy New Year. It's going to be a great 2021. And if you're watching this in the future, and if I somehow just jinxed 2021, you can yell at me all you want to because it's probably my fault. But I do think 2021 is going to be a good year for a number of reasons, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this video, do my thoughts on it and stuff. I've already done this is my third or fourth take on this video, so if it's a little rusty, I apologize, but I'm tired of doing this video over and over, so yeah, it's just gonna have to be, if it's rough, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing any more takes of this. So, okay, what you're looking at right now on your screen, I'm gonna save for kind of the end of this video, this page here that says Chapter 1 at the start. This is kind of what I'm most excited about. I'll save that for the end of the video, but first I want to talk about 2021 in general, and the implications I think it will have on society as a whole. Now, ironically for me, 2020 was not that bad of a year. It wasn't. Which, I have this bad habit, and it's not like I do this on purpose or anything, it literally just ends up this way always. It's like, a lot of the times when people have a really bad year, oh, that's my screensaver. Yeah, oof. That's my screensaver, oof. Anyway, so when a lot of people have a really bad year, for some reason, I find myself having a surprisingly good year. Like 2020, for me, I mean, it was kind of a hard year at some points. There were obviously some things I could do without in 2020. Doesn't need to be really explained that much in detail, but I did take a couple of vacations in 2020, which was nice. I went to Florida back in July, and I went to Ohio in August, so that was nice. My favorite hockey team, the Dallas Stars, made it to the Stanley Cup Final, which was really cool. Would have been better if they won, but unfortunately Tampa took it home. But that was a lot of fun, though. I got to go to a watch party in September because in my state, Texas, it's one of the few states that's letting fans into arenas and stuff. The Stars are going to be one of the few teams come January that have fans, at least to start the season out. More teams will probably have fans as we go on, but the Stars do plan on having fans. So I got to go to a watch party, which is nice. Even though we didn't win that game. It was still fun. So a lot of fun things in 2020. But all that being said, if 2020 was the worst year of your life, I certainly can't argue with you on that. I imagine for a lot of people it was pretty rough. The job I have, thankfully, it's considered essential, so I didn't lose my job in the months of the pandemic. So that was nice, I guess. But yeah, for those fortunate people out there, I do wish you the best of 2021, because for you guys, 2020 was understandably a very hard year for a lot of people, probably you included. So for everyone out there who did hate 2020, 2021 is going to be better. And I do want to address this real quick too. For everyone who thinks we're all just going to wake up on New Year's Day of 2021, and it's weird, because maybe you don't feel this way, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there who feel like we're just going to wake up on New Year's Day of 2021, and we can all throw our masks away, and COVID's going to be gone, and life will just be 100% normal from that point forward. If by chance anyone out there is under that impression, spoiler alert, it's not going to happen. Okay? Doesn't mean 2021 is going to be the sequel to 2020. I'm not at all saying that, but we're not going to wake up New Year's Day and just all of our problems are going to be gone forever. It's not going to happen. So be patient. Things are going to get better. They might not get better right away, but they're going to get better, rest assured. My guess is, I think by the beginning of April at the latest, maybe a little bit sooner, I think is when we'll be back to normal. So that's my thing on that. So I feel like 2021 is going to be a good year for a lot of people, which makes me a little nervous because, like I said a second ago, whenever people have a really bad year, I tend to have a really good year. Like 2016 is another good example. 2016 wasn't like the best year of my life necessarily, but I had a pretty decent 2016, even though a lot of people hated 2016, which is funny because a lot of those same people probably wish we could go back to 2016 compared to 2020. It's like, imagine someone in a time machine going back to 2016 being like, you guys hate 2016, just wait till 4 years from now. So yeah, but I had a decent 2016. But the thing is, like, it's backwards for me. Like, the years I hate the most, a lot of people seem to like. You know, like 2014, for example. 2014 was probably the worst year of my life. I hated 2014. I hated, like, pretty much everything about 2014. I hated it. But a lot of my best friends, they seem to actually pretty enjoy 2014. There's this one guy I know who says 2014 was the best year of his life, which is bizarre because he's a Los Angeles Angels fan, and his team was swept in the first round of the playoffs by the Kansas City Royals. But he says 2014 was a good year, so I'm hoping that just because the world has a good 2021, that I don't have an awful 2021 for whatever reason, you know? Because usually, like, whenever I have a bad year, like 2014, for example, which I'm not going to get into now, but the reasons why I hated 2014, it had nothing to do with, like, politics or worldly stuff, you know, like how people hate 2016 and 2020, you know? I could go on for hours on the politics, but don't worry, I won't do that here. So yeah, hopefully we all have a good 2021. I really hope we do. And so I want to address what you're looking at here on the screen right now, because I know you've been wondering for the last exactly 7 minutes now what's going on here on my screen. So, in case you haven't figured it out yet, from the title of this video and from what you've been looking at, that's right, folks. I'm working on a book. I am working on a book. Just to give you an idea of what this book is about, I don't want to give away too much because of spoilers. There's my screensaver again. But this is a book I'm writing, a novel, you could say. The working title I have right now is The Chronicles of the Ratson Family Vacation. That's the working title. You can see there's a title up there. So that's what this is. This is loosely, and I do use that word for a reason, loosely based on one of those movies I made back in 2013 simply called Vacation. I'll put a link to that in the description if you want to go watch that. It's just this awful movie, quote-unquote movie I made back in like 2013. And it's about this family that goes on vacation and they get like lost in the woods. And this dog creature like finds them and chases them down and stuff during... It's dumb. But this book I'm working on is loosely based on that. It's basically the same story, but a lot of details have been changed. It's going to be a lot better, trust me. It's going to be a lot better than that movie was that I made. So that's pretty much what this is about. It's about a family that decides to go on this vacation. Like, it's a family that lives in San Antonio, Texas. And they decided, the dad decides to like drive all the way up to Connecticut with his family, and they get lost in the woods. And in the woods, they find like this extraterrestrial alien creature that no one knows, like that doesn't come from Earth. No one knows how it got to Earth. And from there, it kind of turns into a survival horror. But from that point forward, I mean, the book is pretty much a comedy first and foremost, but it kind of. It kind of makes fun of the horror genre. It's a spoof of the horror genre to an extent. It's kind of what this is. That's all I can really say without, giving too much away. So I know that's kind of vague, but I'm not going to, like, spoil anything or, say, oh, that character dies at the end. No. So, there are some deaths in here, but I'm not going to say, like, who. So, anyway, that's what I'm working on. You can see this is the very first page that I'm working on. And if you hate what you're seeing here, don't worry. This is not the final draft. You're not looking at the final draft. So what you're looking at here might be different from what's actually in the book. So I don't know when I'm going to publish this book. It could very well be the year 2021 when this gets published. I would love to self-publish this, honestly. Maybe self-publish it to Amazon. That'd be great. So I'm anticipating when this book is done, It'll run for about 200 pages, so it's not going to be a long book by any means, but it doesn't really have to be, because I've noticed, like, it's the same thing with movies, notice how with comedies, they have the shorter running time than other genres? Like, most comedies run for about 90 minutes, in some cases less than that, as opposed to, like, science fiction movies, which can run for 2.5 hours sometimes, you know? Yeah, comedies generally have the shortest running time, whether it be book or movie or whatever. They just tend to have the shorter running time. I don't know why, but that's just the case. I guess because comedies usually don't require nearly as much complexity, if you will. Sometimes, like, especially science fictions and stuff, they require a lot of complexity and takes a lot of time to explain a character, an event, etc., etc. So, yeah, this is not going to be a huge book by any means. You could probably read this book in a few hours, I would say, by the time it's done. Which is nice, because there's some people out there who have a phobia of big books. Like, I've had people before in the past like, hey dude, you gotta read this book, and it's like this 800-page just brick, and I'm just like, who has time to read this? You know? Make a good workout, just do some arm curls with that book, because it weighs like 50 pounds. Something like that. Yeah, I can't stand those big books, because it's like, who has time to even read this, you know? And especially if it's like, as if the size itself isn't enough, it's like microscopic print. Yeah, it's, yeah, I hate those kind of books. So, if you're not a big fan of huge books, don't worry, this won't be that big of a book. I'm guessing about 200 pages, and I'm writing this in WordPad at font 12 size, which might be the print size, I don't know. Some stuff to work out, and I'm using the Georgia font, which I'm not sure I'm going to use this font specifically for the book. We'll see. Some of those finer details have to be worked out, and like I said, you're not looking at the final draft, so I still have a lot of work to do on this book, so more information on that coming soon, I guess, but I would love to get that book out. I have a lot of other ideas I would love to turn into books, because, you know, I'm discovering more and more this is what I love doing. I love writing stories. And it sounds like, because I've always thought that sounds so lame, too. Writing stories, this is lame. Little kids' stories and stuff you see on, like, the PBS channel during commercial breaks. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Those old commercials you used to watch, waiting for Sesame Street to come on. It's like the animation that looks like drawings and stuff, and it's like, once upon a time, there was a caterpillar that ate a worm. Like, great. That'd be great if anyone cared, you know? You know, stuff like that I've never cared about, but, like, and even as a kid, but stuff like this, writing can be very enjoyable. Can be very enjoyable. So, I might get this book out in 2021, but we'll see. I think a lot's going to change in 2021. It's going to be a big year for a lot of people. So, more information on my book will be coming out soon, but something I will really be working on a lot in 2021. I've already worked on it a lot in 2020, but 2021, I'm really going to try to hit the pavement, so to speak, with this writing thing, and hopefully it takes off. We will see. We will see. So, I guess that's all I have to say. Happy New Year, 2021. And I guess that's it then. So, thank you, as always, for watching. If you plowed through all 13 minutes and 40 seconds of this video, thank you very much for that, because I have a feeling most people didn't. So, I'll also try to be active a little bit more on my YouTube channel in 2021. Maybe put out some more of my professional-looking videos and stuff. I'm working on Alien Cut on Tape Part 3 as I'm speaking. So, expect that pretty soon. That's all I have to say. Cheers to 2021. That's it. Until next time, this is Clear Sky, signing off.